Cheetah.
And the cheese.
We hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. You know, a lot of good things happening around the holidays. Got back from Colorado. We didn't even have the Cheetah and the Cheese episode on Thursday, but we back, baby. We back for your key matchups for Week 12. Cheese, you got any good vibes for us this morning?
Yeah, I can go ahead and play a little bit. Yeah. Hey, college football. Let me go ahead and start that. College football has been crazy enough today anyway. And like Cheetah said, hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hope everybody had a fun time with their family. I know we did, but let's get into a little bit of football.
Well, heck yeah. If you didn't get a chance, go check out our new logo. This is going to be the official logo of RumblyCheetah Gaming. My wife actually made it. It's pretty sweet. Make sure you check it out, like it, picture, follow us on Facebook. There will be merchandise to drop. I'm still in the works on that, but I want to create kind of just a market for this kind of stuff, and could just help out. You know, personal article clothing goes a long way for us and this channel. But without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about what happened on Thursday. We had the Texans versus the Lions. Texans ended up handling business over there. The Lions ended up firing Matt Patricia today and Bob Quinn, their GM. So hopefully the Lions are in a better direction. They got I think they got some good talent in Detroit, but at the end of the day, they're not pulling together. I don't think Matt Patricia is that good of a head coach. He'll easily find a job elsewhere, though, as a D coordinator, in my opinion. But going into that game, Deshaun Watson went off 4 touchdowns. You know, Duke Johnson ended up catching one. Will Fuller went off. Lions just didn't have an answer, really, and the Texans defense did just enough. J.J. Watt coming in with a big interception, which was pretty cool. Other than that, Lions just got dominated on all cylinders. Cheese, you got something?
Texans look like they should look, and how they kind of used to look. Everybody just playing together as a team wise, and Watson, you know, taking the game by storm. And the best thing for the Lions is for them to get rid of their head coach and their general manager right now. So I think they are finally in the right direction for getting rid of them. But yeah, Texans just took this game over storm, and you know, I don't think it was close in any points or any aspects of it. Texans played good, and Lions have been struggling. So let's see if they can get it right now that they've cleared house.
Yeah, so that's good for your division. You know, Lions going down, you really wasn't too worried about them anyways. Next game, we're going to talk about Washington versus the Cowgirls. You know, Dallas didn't end up getting anything done that way. Washington came out, and their defense actually stood up and did awesome things this past Thursday and ended up blowout 41-16. I don't know what's really wrong with the Cowgirls. Cheese?
I don't either, man. Like, this one totally surprised me. Cowboys should definitely, if not win this one, make it a lot closer than it is 41-16. I really have no idea what's wrong with them over there, but something is wrong with them over there. That's an ass whooping in a game that you had to win to maybe at least give you a little bit of life out of this season. And they totally blew it, and they have talent all over the field too. The defense is absolutely horrible. Play calling on defense is horrible. And they just have too many weapons to be getting blown out like this against the Washington football team. So, just totally one-sided the whole game.
Needless to say, Washington football team is the outright leaders in the NFC East, the worst division in football. You know, we have the Giants actually play the Bengals this week. They could possibly tie Washington, and then the Eagles play Seattle, which I don't think they're going to win, but who knows? This is the NFL. Washington's looking good. You know, they didn't look too good, but now they got a chance to get in the playoffs, man. And that's going to be a tight race. It's going to be a fun one to watch all the way towards the end of the season.
No.
Going into our key matchup this week, this one gets down to the nitty-gritty. Okay, as you can see, the records for Cheetah and the Cheese, we both ended up picking the Texans, but we also picked the Cowboys to win that last game, so we lost. I ended up getting that Monday night because we didn't kind of reflect on that one either. Monday night game, I said this is going to be the one that I could possibly get on you, and the Bucks ended up losing to the Rams, so that was fun to see. You know, me to catch up to you in this tie ball game right here coming into Week 12. So we only got like 5 more weeks left, Cheese, and we'll have to crown the champion of the picks.
I hear you.
We'll do it special for that.
It's been close and fun. So
yeah, it has been fun. So the first matchup, Chiefs versus the Bucks. Okay, Tom Brady, you know, after getting beat by the Rams this past Monday, short week, coming in there with high-powered Chiefs. Chiefs handle business versus Raiders, dodge a bullet. You know, Raiders look pretty good. That's a team that's basically the Chiefs' kryptonite. I think the Chiefs get it done versus Tom Brady and the Bucs. I think Tom Brady got out of the AFC just because of that Patrick Mahomes era, and now he's getting a chance to play him for a regular season football game. Chiefs?
Yeah. Yeah, Buccaneers aren't that on. I mean, they'll play better than what they did last week. It might be a little bit closer than what we think, but they're not good enough to be able to top the Chiefs. Chiefs are too good well round. I mean, there's going to be talent all over that field, but when it comes out to a full circle of a football team, play calling wise and ready schematically, I got the Chiefs over the Buccaneers on that one for sure. I just think they're too big of a heavyweight matchup for them.
Yeah, especially at this point, Tom Brady I don't think is ready. I think he's a little bit washed up. You still got Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette over there split carries. I mean, on paper, the Bucs look like a legit football NFL championship caliber team with Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Rob Gronkowski. I mean, the list goes on with the offensive weapons they have, but they just haven't been able to put together games that are a full game this whole year, unless it's versus Carolina. And as a Panthers fan, it's tough to say, but yeah, we ain't gonna beat the Bucs, and I don't think we did either time this year. Oh, that sucks. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs end up getting it done. Chiefs, you got the Chiefs.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs on that one too. Like I said, I think it's just too much of a matchup problem for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just because Kansas City is like a big old heavyweight in the NFL right now, man. They're hard to knock off.
Yeah, well, if the Chiefs do beat the Bucs, Carolina's still in that playoff hunt, dude. Don't count us out just yet. We get McCaffrey back, and then it's the whole new ball game. We got a bye week next week. It'll be good. All right, next game, Titans versus the Colts. Okay, this is another division rivalry right here. Top of the division, 7-3 teams going at it. They've already played each other once. The Colts ended up getting the upper hand on that one. This time around, it is in Indianapolis. I'm not sure what to expect, but I think the Colts have something going at this point of the season. Philip Rivers finally getting to these young receivers. They've got a good running game. Jonathan Taylor's actually out this week with COVID. So Jordan Wilkins will probably be in, and Nyheim Hines, if you guys want to know fantasy-wise, backfield, how it's looking. But Tennessee's not a bad defense. Jadeveon Clowney's back on the D-line. The offensive firepower for the Titans, King Henry, you always got that rush game you got to look out for. A.J. Brown on the edge. Corey Davis is doing pretty good. And Jonnu Smith, that Tannehill has found kind of a rhythm with that tight end. So I'm pretty excited to see this matchup, see who can actually lead this division. Chiefs?
Yeah, I'm going to go Titans on this one just because I just feel Rivers folds a little bit just because of this caliber game that he's going to have to play. And they're a really good team. I just don't know if they're going to be that elite of a team. I know they were sneaky this whole year, and now they're kind of pulling away toward the end. But, Titans is not just a Derrick Henry show. I mean, they got a lot of weapons, and they do a lot of good stuff over there. So the Titans, can find a way to at least get that. I mean, they're going against a great defense, especially inside the box. So if they can just find a way to not, if Derrick Henry can find a 100-yard game or a 100-yard game out of this game, then I think the Titans can definitely win it. So I'm gonna go Titans with that just because of those factors. And Philip Rivers, I feel like, I don't know, he kind of, I think he chokes a little bit on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go opposite with you. I think the Colts at home are a pretty good football team. They just beat Green Bay, coming off a huge win. Titans are another playoff caliber team, and it means a lot more since it's division and the number one seed. I think Chuck Pagano is going to have these guys ready to go. Even without Jonathan Taylor, their running game is still going to be pretty good. And that rookie Michael Pittman, watch out for him. I really like that kid out of USC. He's aggressive. He only had 3 catches last week, but one of them was for like a 45-yard touchdown. He's got explosive play potential, and I think he's going to be the key factor in that game, and that's why I'm going with the Colts. So, moving on. Next key matchup. We got the Cardinals versus the Patriots. This one I put on there because I think everybody's thinking the Cardinals are going to go into New England and go and wax the floor with them. But I, on the other hand, think Cam Newton's going to research these Patriots. He's a little pissed off. The defense got kind of ripped last week. So I think Bill Belichick's going to get these guys right and put it to Kyler Murray. They're going to get him outside the pocket, make him throw on the run. Hopefully that our corner, Stephon Gilmore's back. But I just think the Patriots at home are just a difficult football team, and the Cardinals have struggled this year on a lot of cases. but they've had some flash. They got potential. They got stars. But I just think the Patriots at home get it done.
Yeah, I'm going to go against you on this one. I'm going to go with the Cardinals on this one. The Patriots are just too wishy-washy for me to go ahead and make a pick on them. We've seen them hold close games and win games that they should. We've also seen them lose a lot of games and games they shouldn't have lost. And Cardinals have played good against some heavyweight teams this year. And then if Cardinals want to be what they expect that they are, then I think they have to win a game like this against the Patriots. That's kind of a put together team, if you want to say. Cardinals are just pickpocketed and great talent, but if they can get it together, and that defense for Arizona as well is not shabby by any means, and they can find ways to shut things down. And if Kyle Murray gets on the outside and has to throw on the run, then that could be extremely dangerous depending on what covers they run behind it. So I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals on this one. I feel like Kyle Murray has a really good day. Patriots, they try to make it close the whole way, but just don't have enough to win the game.
Yeah, and that Arizona Cardinals defense got gradually better from last year. They were actually league worst in yards allowed per game all last year. Isaiah Simmons came in the picture last week. The rookie out of Clemson had a big game, probably about 10 or 11 tackles. And, it was just a force over there. So it's good to see that young guy getting involved into that defense. But the Patriots, man, they're going to find those weaknesses and those tendencies that you have, blitz-wise, whatever you got to do. But Belichick's going to find it. And just another key guy, they got Sony Michel coming back off IR. So I don't know what kind of the running back situation they're going to be handling in New England. But Rex Burkhead is out probably for the rest of the year. So it's going to be Damian Harris and Sony Michel and then James White in that backfield. I wouldn't touch the Patriots backfield, to be honest with you, because you never know who's going to get the bulk of the carries. So there's your little fantasy advice. So me and Chiefs going opposite. Okay, I got the Colts, you got the Titans. I got the Patriots, you got the Cardinals. Next one, we'll go ahead and skip it because I want to save your Green Bay Packers for almost next to last. Chargers versus Bills. I know a lot of people are going to look at this one and be like, oh, why is it 3-17 a game of the week? Well, Justin Herbert is pretty legit. In the offensive rookie running of the year.
Better than 40.
Yeah. The defense are getting Joey Bosa back, and they're getting, I think, Melvin Ingram. So that's going to be a huge addition to that defensive front. Other than that, the Bills, who they are. Josh Allen's coming off a bye week. He's going to be fresh. Everybody's going to be fresh. They are losing John Brown, so that's going to suck in the receiving game. But they still got Stephon Diggs and a two-headed back system that I think is going to basically just run down the throats of the Chargers defense. I love Joey Bosa and what he can do to pressure the quarterback, but in the run game, I think he struggles a little bit. I'm going Bills, man. I'm going to take the Bills. Josh Allen train defense shuts Herbert down for the first time all year.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills as well. Chargers are doing some really good things, and watch out for them the seasons to come. And Herbert is absolutely legit. He's making history as he's playing right now. So, I mean, that's pretty much some ball stuff right there. I mean, the numbers he's putting up consecutively, and the Chargers, they have a good little scrappy defense, and offensively, Herbert's just kind of been holding it and carrying it on for himself, But the Bills are they're a really good team, man, especially Stephon Diggs and Allen, and they definitely find a way to beat this Chargers team. They're supposed to beat this Chargers team. They need to beat this Chargers team to help them for the end of the season. So I got Bills going on this one. The defense gets it done. I think Herbert still has a really good game. But I think Allen also has a very, very good game. And I think overall with the field position and time of possession, the Bills find a way to get this win.
For sure. And it is in Buffalo. So you know how them Bills play in Buffalo. They light it up. They light the scoreboard up. So
and it's probably going to be cold too. It's not going to be no beautiful California weather,
Exactly. All right, next game, we're going to get to a divisional matchup, Bears versus Packers. I know you're excited for this one. You haven't played Chicago yet all year, and those are always those big team defensive front that gives Aaron Rodgers problems for some reason. It doesn't matter how bad Chicago is, but they always play Green Bay close. Chiefs, go ahead and tell us what you think going into this game.
It's just going to be fun to watch. The oldest rivalry in football, man. So it's always fun to watch. Always a good, close, hard-hitting game when both of these teams play. You can throw the records out the window. But, I think right now, Chicago is struggling to trying to figure out who they are and what steps they need to take to make them a more than average football team. And I think the Packers are right there on the fence to finding just a few things or tweaking a few things to actually being really good. So I think, the Packers need to find that little tweak or two to make them and figure out what it takes to make them a really good football team like they can, because they're on the brinks of it. And for Chicago, now they're going to put Trubisky in and see if they can start putting something together with him, and he can come out there and have a good game. But I've never really been worried or concerned anytime I played Matt Trubisky, to be honest. So I'm gonna go Green Bay on this one. But I think the Packers get it done. Aaron Rodgers has a really good game. He puts up the numbers that everyone expects him to put up, and Bears struggle a little bit. And if we just do not turn the freaking ball over like we turned it over 4 times last week, should have won that game. If we can keep the ball in the time of possession, I think we can, pretty easily handle these Bears. But it's not going to be as easy as you think.
Yeah, I like the Packers as well going into this game. They're at home versus a decent Chicago team, but that offense just scares me for Chicago. They're still in games, but it's because that defense, man, they just locked down. And I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have these guys rolling at the halfway point of the season, a little bit over halfway point. So I don't have too much to say about that one. Mitch Trubisky is just bad. So Green Bay all the way, baby. I'm with you on this week.
I like it.
The last game, key matchup, we got the Panthers versus the Vikings. Okay, I have a bunch of Vikings fans, so sorry we didn't have a special guest this week. It's kind of just last minute coming from Colorado, trying to get everything together. So apologize. We will have another special guest next week. Panthers, Teddy Bridgewater is back. Christian McCaffrey is still out. Mike Davis is still, carrying the load. He's doing a pretty good job filling for McCaffrey. Curtis Samuel's been going off in the slot position and as a backup running back. DJ Moore had a pretty good game last week. Robbie Anderson's still that go-to guy on third down. We're pretty scary, honestly. We're a pretty scary offensive football team, and then our defense had a shutout versus Detroit this past week. So I'm ready to get things rolling in the second half of the year, see if we can get a win streak going, and especially if we got a bye week next week and then McCaffrey comes back, we'll be set. Vikings are struggling. We are a team that likes to stop the run. Vikings like to run. So it's going to be a good matchup. These are two of my favorite teams to watch because it is a battle of the trenches almost every time that they play every Sunday. It's just going to be fun to watch. I'm going with my Panthers, obviously. I think that we're a better division than the NFC North. I'm going out there and saying it. And, all right, Jeremy Chin comes in. He locks down Kyle Rudolph. Our corner plays the soft zone. We don't give up enough, and we're going to put Kirk Cousins in a position to have to throw it, and he's going to throw 3 interceptions. Right now, I'm calling it 3 interceptions from Kirk Cousins. You heard it here first. I'm going to cheat a game.
I like it. I don't think he throws 3 interceptions. I think it's a close game. Carolina really has to stop the run, obviously, and they also got to make sure they can do things offensively. If they can't get a rhythm offensively, then that's what's going to sink the Panthers tremendously, because they can stop and slow down the run, but I don't think they stop it and can completely shut it out for 4 quarters if they're not putting or producing anything offensively. With Teddy coming back, I think they do find a way to get rhythms in. I definitely don't need the Vikings to win this game by any means, starting to get toward the end of the season. I'm a Charlotte native, so I'm definitely going to go with the Panthers on this one, because I cannot pull against the Panthers on this one by any means. They need to go ahead and knock the Vikings off. I think they got the opportunity and the keys to do it, but they have to do a few key things like stop the run and produce offensively. I think they can get it done. I think they play a little bit better when they're on the road anyway, so I'm going to go with Carolina.
Heck yeah. That's 2 for us. So that's actually going to do it for our key matchups. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys about the questionnaire. I'm going to read off these questions, how you guys answered, because we didn't get a chance to do it on Thursday. It's only 6 questions. We're going to fly through it. Okay, Steelers play Ravens for the second time in Pittsburgh. Do they give them the first loss of the season? 43% say it doesn't matter. Steelers will win that division, be a 1 and 2 seed in the NFC or AFC. Apologize. So nobody's really caring about this game. 34% say that they are playing all-around dominant football and then might go undefeated. 24% say yes, the win streak stops, the reigning MVP goes off on an offensive explosion. regardless, there's COVID. Lamar might be out. RG3 is going to step in, so that one might not be. This game is just kind of a COVID case. You know, James Conner's out. You got a couple of guys for the Ravens out, so it's going to be kind of a shit show. Big Ben's still going to lead his team hopefully to win. Cheese, what do you think about that game?
Yeah, I just looked at it. Ravens are down 30 players right now due to injuries and COVID right now. That was 35 minutes ago. So that shit, I got to go Steelers on that one. Steelers find a way to get it done. I think somebody knocks them off. I don't think they go undefeated, but so I think, you know, they'll be good with winning that division and stuff. And I wish the Ravens would have been healthy because I think if it was a full healthy team versus team, I was actually going to go with the Ravens on this one because I feel like that would be the one
in Pittsburgh.
The one or two games, because Steelers, I don't see the Steelers going undefeated by any means. And if the team would beat them, you know, they've already played divisional, then yes, I would see the Ravens beating them, and we've seen it before. But I don't not with it, it's not even right now by any means because of COVID and injuries and stuff. So Ravens are going to be down and going to be hurting. So I'm definitely going to go with the Steelers on that one.
Yeah. So we'll get to that because you're going to give us a rundown of all the games and stuff. We'll make our picks. These are just 6 packs of questions. Who will be leading the NFC East after this week? 33% said Washington playing the Cowboys. So you guys are right. They are leading. Okay. 28% said the Cowgirls would be winning. So those people were wrong. And then we had 39% say Giants coming off the bye playing the Bengals. That still has a chance to be the lead of the NFC East. I ended up picking that Giants one because I think the Bengals without Joe Burrow are pretty trash. So they still got a chance. Tight. Football team's up there, baby.
Yeah. That's the one I picked, though. I picked the Giants, too, especially coming off, I think, you know, playing that Bengals team. But that's the one I picked as well for the Giants.
Yep. Next question, we have the Titans at Colts. Who takes the division lead? We have 60% say Titans. They put pressure on Rivers and ride King Henry to the promised land. Sorry, I got tongue twisted. Then I got 36% saying Colts. They just beat the Packers and I have the #1 defense in the league. Okay, that stat is actually false. The #1 defense in the league is Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, and that just happened after this last week after the Colts played the Packers. So we'll see what happens whenever Week 13 rolls around. But 36% think the Colts are going to take that. And then I have 3% who say whoever beats the other one will somehow earn the top seed in the playoff. Okay, so I think I phrased that question a little bit wrong. But whoever beats the other one will somehow earn. I meant to say whoever loses will somehow win the division. But regardless, I'm pretty sure I picked the Colts. They just beat the Packers, have the #1 defense in the league.
Yeah, I picked Titans on that one.
Okay, next question. Can Tom Brady beat the Chiefs? 69% of people say no. Mahomes is the new QB everybody's afraid of, and he pours it on Brady. We got 13% saying no. There's a reason why he ran away to the NFC. And then the remaining 18%, yes, he has enough weapons and a defense that will keep them in the game. I was with the 69% of people saying Mahomes is the new QB everybody's afraid of, and he pours it on Brady, and you know I love that.
That's the same one I picked.
All right, next question. Can Taysom Hill lead the Saints to a playoffs and win? Can he win in the playoffs? 40% say yes, but it's because the Saints are talented on all offensive positions. 32% say yes. He's the future of how the QB position is being played and gets it done behind the strong defense. 22% say no, they will try to get too cute, and teams will create turnovers based on those tendencies. And then only 4% say no, they're going to have to turn to Winston because he makes too many mistakes. I'm pretty sure I was the one that put yes, but it's just, or actually I put he's the QB of the future, and that's how it's being played. And he gets it done behind a strong defense. You know, defense wins championships, so that's one I ended up picking.
That's the exact same one I picked as well.
Okay, last question. This will be a question every single week until it happens. Will the Jets get their first dub versus the Dolphins? We got 50% saying no. Tua will regroup and lead the Dolphins back to that winning mentality. We have 36%, so that's a total of 86, say no. Jets are that bad. Terrible coaching. The Dolphins beat their rivals. And then we have 9% say yes, the gods are blessing the Jets only for this week. And then only 4% say yes, the Dolphins finally started to struggle with Tua QB and the Jets will capitalize. I'm pretty sure I picked that one. I was one of those 4% in that one.
Whatever one I picked, I'm pretty sure it was definitely that the Jets don't win this one. Miami gets it done.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's going to do it for our 6-packs of questions. I'm going to turn it over to the Cheese. He's going to run down all the games and matchups this week, and we are going to choose who we think is going to win. Cheese.
All right. Already talked about this one, but Chargers and Bills. I'm pretty sure we both went Bills on that one.
Yep, Bills.
Titans and Colts. I went Titans. You went Colts.
Yes, sir.
Panthers, Vikings. We both went Panthers. Browns and Jags. I'm going with the Browns again. And check out the Browns, man. They definitely beat the Jags, I think, with a good running game.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns. They're not in Cleveland, so the weather's not going to be that bad. I think it's still going to rain, but I still think Baker gets it done.
All right, Giants and Bengals. I'm going Giants. Bengals without Burrow have no chance in my book.
Yep, Giants going to be tied for that league lead in the NFC East.
All right, Cardinals and Patriots. I picked Cardinals just because Patriots have been so wishy-washy. I think I might be 500 every time I've picked them.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Patriots at home. Bill Belichick. Cam Newton's going to run the ball. They're going to burn the clock.
All right, Dolphins, Jets, going with the Dolphins. They kind of bounced back a little bit after that step back they took. So I'm going Dolphins and Tua or Fitzpatrick. I don't really care. I like them both in there for Miami, so I think they get it done.
I'm going to have to go with the Jets, dude. I think they get it done this week. It's the second week. I didn't pick them yet. But I am going with the Jets this week to beat the Dolphins. It's AFC divisional rivalry again. You know how I am about these games. They're always pretty close. And the Jets, man, they ain't got nothing to lose. So that's a scary football team. And Fitzpatrick hasn't really played in the real game since week 4 or 5. So I'm going with the Jets. That's a sneaky upset.
It is. All right, Raiders and Falcons. I think Raiders are playing too good a football right now. And they just came off a close loss to the Chiefs, a great football team. I'm going to go Raiders on this one.
Yeah, that's what happens to those Raiders, though. They lose to these teams like the Falcons and then end up barely making the playoffs or being on that hunt.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a close one. But I do think the Raiders are too good and they get it done with the run game.
They got to. Saints and Broncos. I'm definitely going Saints, even though the Broncos kind of surprised me last week. Saints are a good football team, man. And Hill, I like what Hill does. I think he's a winner.
Some interesting information about this Broncos matchup is that both quarterbacks might have COVID or be hurt. So they've talked about Royce Freeman actually becoming the quarterback as the emergency quarterback, and then a lot of wildcat with Melvin Gordon, Phillip Lindsay. So that's going to be interesting to see. If that's the case, the Saints definitely get it done easily. You got Melvin Gordon back there throwing passes. I don't know. You got something wrong with your team.
Yeah. All right. So you want Saints on that one?
Yeah, I'm going Saints. Ain't no way.
All right. 49ers and Rams. I still think Rams are getting hit by everything. Rams are starting to look a little bit better, man. And they've kind of knocked off some good contending teams. So I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one. And they're in Los Angeles. So
yeah, I'm also taking the Rams. I think their defense is pretty solid. They've been flying under the radar a little bit. Sneaky 7-3 right now. They could take the division lead in the NFC West, so that's going to be interesting. I think they get it done. Sean McVay is doing a pretty good job, even though we've talked shit about his offense for weeks and weeks.
It is evolving though.
Yeah,
it's not the same shit over and over each week by week. They are tagging a little bit things on it, which is keeping their offense on the field a little bit longer. So I like what they're doing. I'm going with the Rams for sure. Next one is Chiefs and Buccaneers. We both picked Chiefs. Bears and Packers. We both picked Packers on that one. Then the next one, you want to do the Monday and the Tuesday ones?
No, we're going to save that for tomorrow. Or Monday.
So that is it. That concludes the picks. The picks are in, baby.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys that tuned in. Again, make sure you check out that logo. We will have some merch that drops. Just help us out a little bit if you could. If you want to message me or something, be like, hey, I for sure want a T-shirt or a hoodie with that design on it. I'm thinking about making socks, some hats, some mugs, just things like that. Try to get that brand out there. So help support. Again, we appreciate it. Cheese, come with the vibes.
Y'all be safe. Appreciate you tuning in.
Peace.